Chairs No Waiting, episode number 662, Mayberry Days Trivia Championship 2021, round one. Two Chairs No Waiting is brought to you each week by the folks over at WeaversDepartmentStore.com. Drop by over at Weavers. It's getting close to Christmas time, so you got to get your orders in, so you'll make sure you get them by Christmas. And while you're there, maybe you want to get a Mayberry Christmas ornament. That's right, there's some Christmas ornaments. They have kerosene cucumbers. They actually have a Two Chairs No Waiting ornament and others. Go and check it out. And if you want something to read, there's lots of books over there. One of them is Gilligan's Dreams. It's by Dreama Denver. And Gilligan, of course, was on the Andy Griffith Show as well. So head over to Weavers and check it out. Two Chairs No Waiting is also brought to you by donations from listeners just like you. The executive producer of episode number 662 is Mike McGonigal. Hello, everybody. I'm Allan Newsome, and I want to thank Mike for supporting the podcast, and thank you as well for being here with me in Mayberry. It is always fun to get together and just visit and talk about the Andy Griffith Show. You know, I do that a lot. Even when nobody's around, I talk about the Andy Griffith Show to myself. I admit it. So I'm glad to get to talk to you. So we're going to be doing the Mayberry Days Trivia Round 1. So last episode, in episode 661, we did the qualifying round. And this episode, we're going to be doing the first round of Mayberry Trivia. So let me get a little background music for us, because I like a little background music. Let's do this one. There we go. A little background music. So round number one, each question is worth 1 point. Okay. Everybody got that? 100 points. 100 points is what it's actually worth. And so you got to keep up with them though, because if you get one wrong, it's also worth minus 100 points. You may have seen some show called Jeopardy. It's kind of like that. So if you get it right, you get 100 points. If you get it wrong, you lose 100 points, and you have to keep up with your score. So we're going to do round one this week. Next episode, we're going to do round two, and then the final the same week. But the reason I'm doing this is because we're going to do round one. Then we're going to do some regular Mayberry trivia questions, so everybody will feel better. These questions from Mayberry Days are so hard. We just can't. Normal people cannot answer these questions, at least not most of them. So you'll be doing good if you get some answers correct. So just don't feel bad about yourself. We'll be ready to go and get these things going. So we're going to do that, play a little bit of regular trivia just to clear the palate. And then we'll hear from Randy Turner with This Week in Mayberry History. So we got a lot of fun. So let's go on and head over to round number one of the Mayberry Trivia. You ready for that? I'm ready. So let's go. Here it is. Round number one, 2021, round number one, question number one. Okay, so get out your pencil. Here we go. Question one. Fred Goss says Miss Doug Palmer regularly brings her husband's suits in for cleaning. Those suits are often stained with what? Okay, I'll read it again. Fred Goss says Mrs. Doug Palmer regularly brings in her husband's suits for cleaning. These suits are often stained with what? Okay. Remember, 100 points this question's worth. You lose 100 if you get it wrong, so you got to keep up with your score. Last read, and then I'll give you the answer. Fred Goss says Miss Doug Palmer regularly brings her husband's suits in for cleaning. Those suits are often stained with what? Okay, the answer is elderberry wine. Elderberry wine. That's from episode number 58 of the Andy Griffith Show. All right, did you get it? How'd you do? So it's 100 points if you got it, minus 100 if you guessed and didn't get it right. So you don't have to guess. Guessing is penalized. Question number two. There are 10 questions in this round. Question number two. Name the driver of the bus that brought Luke Comstock to Mayberry. Name the driver of the bus that brought Luke Comstock to Mayberry. Okay, it's worth 100 points if you know it. Don't guess if you don't, because if you do, minus 100 points. Last read, and I'll give you the answer. Name the driver of the bus that brought Luke Comstock to Mayberry. And the answer is Alf. His name was Alf. It was from episode number 80. Episode number 80. All right. Question 3. How you doing? You're You up 200, down 200? These are hard. All right. Question number 3. Barney believes he will be chosen to represent Mayberry at the Ladies League Musicale. Now, Barney uses honey and water spray for his throat. What does Andy call that spray? Okay. Barney believes he's going to be chosen to represent Mayberry at the Ladies League Musicale. And Barney uses honey and water, a spray for his throat. What does Andy call that spray? What does Andy call this spray? Last read. Barney believes he will be chosen to represent Mayberry at the Ladies League Musicale. Barney uses a honey and water spray for his throat. What does Andy call the spray? The spray is called, Andy calls it bug spray. He calls it bug spray. So Barney's got his bug spray. That's from episode number 83. 83. All right, question number 4. Andy and Barney used to sell flower seeds when they were kids. Barney still has how many packets of those seeds? Andy and Barney used to sell flower seeds when they were kids. Barney still has how many packets or packs of those seeds? Last read. Andy and Barney used to sell flower seeds when they were kids. Barney still has how many packs of the seeds? The answer is he has 5. 5 of them. That's from episode number 122. Yeah, 5 packs of those seeds still. All right. Question number 5. There's only 10 questions in round 1. You ready? Question number 5. Boy, these are hard, aren't they? Gosh, I don't think I've known any of them. And the people at the Mayberry Days Trivia get these right, by the way. And these are easy for them. All right. Question number 5. Who called Aunt B to tell her about a car being in the courthouse? So who called Aunt B to tell her about a car being in the courthouse? Do you know? Who called Aunt B to tell her about a car being in the courthouse? The answer is Eleanor Schroeder. Eleanor Schroeder. She called to tell her about a car in the courthouse. That was from episode number 144. Okay, so we're halfway through the round. Should have 500 points, have been possible at least. So you're either up 500, down 500, or somewhere in between those two. Okay, so I hope you're keeping up with your score. Question number 6. Opie and his new friend Tommy enjoy playing Secret Agent using a pair of miniature walkie-talkies. While playing with these walkie-talkies, what is Opie's code number? Oh my gosh. Oh, I don't know. Opie and his new friend Tommy enjoy playing Secret Agent using a pair of miniature walkie-talkies. While playing with these walkie-talkies, what is Opie's code number? What's his code number? Last read. Opie and his new friend Tommy enjoy playing Secret Agent using a pair of miniature walkie-talkies. While playing with these walkie-talkies, what is Opie's code number? His code number is TX4. TX4. That's from episode number 170. Oh my goodness. No, I don't know that. See, this is why we're playing some easier trivia in a few minutes to help you feel better. All right, question number 7. Hopefully you're doing good. You may be. I'm not. I've got like 0 because I'm not guessed. Number 7. Warren finds Goober and Floyd for matching pennies. What's the cost of their fine? Warren finds Goober and Floyd for matching pennies. What is the cost of their fines? Okay, this is number 7. Last chance you got here. Warren finds Goober and Floyd for matching pennies. What is the cost of their fines? It's $1. The fine was $1. Here's $1. Here's $1. I didn't know this either. I should know this one, right? It's from episode number 162. 162. Oh my goodness. Hope you're doing better than me. So don't feel bad. Don't feel bad. These are hard. Question number 8. Steve Quincy's family has recently moved to Mayberry from where? Steve Quincy's family has recently moved to Mayberry from where? Last chance. Steve Quincy's family has recently moved to Mayberry from where? They moved to Mayberry from Richmond is the answer. Richmond. That's episode number 79. 79. Okay. Question number 9. Only 2 more questions. This one and one more. Question number 9. Who is Aunt Bee's favorite movie actor? Finally, I know one. Who is Aunt Bee's favorite movie actor? Kind of gets to you, doesn't he? Who is Aunt Bee's favorite movie actor? The answer is Rock Hudson. That's from episode number 13. He kind of does it for you. All right, number 10. This is the last question of round 1. So the pain will be over in a minute. Question 10. Jim Lindsay's Mercedes is financed by what company? Jim Lindsay's Mercedes is financed by what company? So how'd you do on these, guys? I think I got one, and I wrote these questions into this slide deck so that I could show it to you. And I don't remember. All right, here's the last read for question 10. Jim Lindsay's Mercedes is financed by what company? The company is Mid-Mountain Finances. Or Mid-Mountain Finance. I'm sorry. Mid-Mountain Finance. And it's from episode number 31. So that is it. That's round 1, ladies and gentlemen. Round 1. I hope you did better than me. And like I said, I wrote down these questions. I actually copied these questions into a slide deck so that I would be able to show them on the video version of this podcast to the folks that are watching. They can see the questions and the answers. And so if you're watching the video, you saw that. But I don't remember the answers. The only one I knew was Rock Hudson. I don't think I knew any of the rest. And if I guessed, I'd have been wrong. So I got 100 points. How many do you have? How many do you have? So write down your answer or your number so it'll carry over to round 2 next week. Okay. So round 2 will be next week. So you got to come back to the podcast and listen. And I encourage you to go back to last week too, to the qualifying round, see how you did on it if you haven't. All right. So write down your number, some number between minus 1,000 and plus 1,000. But it could be anywhere in between those two. That would be your number. Write it down so you got it for next week. And next week we'll combine with this one. And then we'll do finals and you can bet however much you actually have. Okay. But if you're negative, you're out. You can't bet. Okay. You'll just have to play for fun. All right. So that is our trivia. So let's play some, let's play something else. Here we go. Let's play regular trivia. Just to have some fun, to make you feel better and make me feel better. Because some of these are true and false, right? All right, so here we go. All right, here we are. Question number 1. It's just some regular fun trivia. Have a good time. Helen accidentally gave Opie straight A's. True or false? Helen accidentally gave Opie straight A's. True or false? Okay, if you don't want to know the answer, you pause right now because I'm about to give it. Helen accidentally gave Opie straight A's. The answer is true. That's right. True. All right. Question number 2. Who did Barney rescue from a cave? Oh, you probably know this one. Who did Barney rescue from a cave? See, I know these. These are a lot better. I like these questions. Who did Barney rescue from a cave? It was Andy and Helen. That's who he rescued. Barney and the Cave Rescue. All right. Number 3. What did Andy give Opie for his supposedly earning straight A's? That's a good question. What did Andy give Opie for his supposedly earning straight A's? You remember that one? What did Andy give Opie for supposedly earning straight A's? The answer is a bicycle. He gave him a bicycle. It made Opie was all upset. Remember, he didn't like that. All right. Here's question number 4. Opie was jealous when Andy paid attention to, was it Arnold? That's A, Arnold. B, Trey. C, Tex. Or D, Howie. Opie was jealous when Andy paid attention to Arnold, Trey, Tex, or Howie. Last chance here. Opie was jealous when Andy paid attention to, was it Arnold, Trey, Tex, or Howie? It was Trey. Trey. Sorry, Howie. Sorry, Dennis. Dennis Rush. Great guy, by the way. Dennis Rush played Howie on the Andy Griffith Show. Great guy. Great guy. Really, really enjoyed getting to know him in the last couple of years. All right, so that was question number 4. Let's do some more here. All right, you ready? Question number 5. This is true or false. When Andy met Helen, she was mad at him. When Andy met Helen, she was mad at him. True or false? This is pretty easy. True or false? You got a 50-50 chance, right? When Andy met Helen, she was mad at him. That is true. That is very true. All right. Question number 6. Who said, once you learn something, you learn it? Who said, once you learn something, you learn it? I really want to talk like this person. Okay. Who said, once you learn something, you learn it? It was Barney. Barney did. Once you learn it, you learn it. Yeah. I got it. All right. So that was Barney. All right. Question number 5, 6, 7. Number 7. What did Ernest T want to join, or why did Ernest T want to join the Army? Why did Ernest T want to join the Army? Okay. Do you know? Why did Ernest T want to join the Army? All right, so this is, I guess there's kind of 2 answers to this, right? But the answer we're looking for is he wanted a uniform. He wanted a uniform. Okay, so if you said to impress Hoggette, I'll give you credit. You know, because he came back, jail sick, dance with me, walk with me, kiss my mouth. So it could have been because that's why he wanted the uniform, right? All right, number 8. Number 8, it's a multiple choice. Which branch of the service does Ernest T try to join? This is not number 8. That can't be. It's the Army. The last question said that. So let's go to number 8. Number 8, true or false? Andy was the graduating class valedictorian. True or false? Andy was his graduating class valedictorian. True or false? Andy was his graduating class valedictorian. The answer is true. He was. Yeah. Attaboy. Attaboy, Andy. All right. Final question. Number 10. Who got drunk on Indian elixir? Who got drunk on Indian elixir? Who got drunk on Indian elixir? The answer we're looking for is Aunt B. Aunt B got drunk on Indian elixir. Toot toot tootsie, goodbye. All right, there we go. So there's our questions. Those were more fun, I think. So those are more trivia questions for regular people. I don't know, regular Andy Griffith Show fans, kind of. They're a little hard. They're not super easy, but they're also not like, I have no idea. I've never heard this. So I hope you enjoyed those. Those were just our trivia questions for fun. And I hope you enjoyed those because I tell you, the Mayberry Days Trivia Championship is the world championship of Mayberry trivia. There is no doubt about that. And the questions that are asked during it are incredibly hard. So hats off to anybody who makes it into the final rounds or even the qualifying round, makes it through it into the final rounds at Mayberry Days. All those past champions are absolutely amazing in their trivia knowledge. All right, so let's go now and hear from Randy Turner so we can increase our trivial knowledge about different folks around Mayberry. So take it away, Randy.
Welcome to This Week in Mayberry History, a report by Special Correspondent Randy Turner of the Gomer and Cooper Pyle Comic Book Literary Guild of the Mayberry Historical Society.
The actor Mark Miller, who played Bob Rogers, the rookie from the state attorney's office who came to Mayberry for on-the-job experience in Barney's replacement, is still with us, having turned 96 just a few weeks ago on November the 20th, 2021. As we discussed last week, after having first done stage work on the East Coast and then moving to Los Angeles to pursue a career in TV and film, Mark appeared in the occasional movie and series before landing the starring role in Guestward Ho! His appearance in The Andy Griffith Show shortly after Guestward Ho! Ended was still early into what would be a long career. After Mark appeared in Mayberry in 1961, he had more guest appearances in series over the next 2 years, including an episode of The Twilight Zone. A particularly notable appearance was in the pilot for what became a popular show, though much of the original cast from the pilot, including Mark, were replaced when the series actually went into production. The Patty Duke Show premiered in 1963 on ABC and ran 3 seasons. The series starred Patty Duke in dual roles as 2 cousins who were identical to each other, a rambunctious American teenage girl and her sophisticated Scottish cousin who had moved to the United States. The series was set in the Brooklyn Heights section of New York City. But in the unaired pilot episode, the story took place in San Francisco, with Patty's father played by Mark. Once the show was picked up, that role was assumed by William Schallert, who had already appeared in Mayberry as Sam Becker in the episode Quiet Sam. So while Mark was not seen in the actual series, he played a pivotal role in getting the popular series to air. By the way, during the last season of the Patty Duke Show, it was produced by Bob Sweeney, who had left the Andy Griffith Show after serving as the principal director for the first 3 seasons. 11 episodes of that last season of the Duke Show were directed by Bruce Bilson, who had served as the assistant director during the first 2 seasons of the Andy Griffith Show. In 1964, Mark appeared in a small part in the film Youngblood Hawk, about the rise and fall of a Kentucky writer. John Daner, better known to Mayberry fans as Colonel Harvey, was also in the cast, as was Hayden Roark, better known as Dr. Alfred Bellows in I Dream of Jeannie, but who also appeared as the director of the movie being made based on Andy called Sheriff Without a Gun, when Andy, Opie, and Aunt Bee went on their trip to Hollywood. 1964 marked another important event in Mark's life, the birth of a child who went on to be an actor even better known than Mark. Mark married his first wife in 1959. One of their children was born in 1964. That child was Penelope Ann Miller. Penelope began her career on the stage just like her father had, but she started it in a big way, appearing in the 1985 original production of Biloxi Blues by the renowned Neil Simon. 4 years later, she starred in a revival of the classic Thornton Wilder play Our Town, earning her a Tony nomination. Later that decade, she began appearing in films, including the film version of Biloxi Blues starring Matthew Broderick. She also appeared in Adventures in Babysitting, Big Top Pee-wee, Awakenings, and her performance in Carlito's Way earned her a Golden Globe nomination. She has continued to work on Broadway and in films. In 1965, the year after Penelope was born, Mark acted in a soap opera for the first time, appearing in episodes of General Hospital. As noted last week, before Mark finally retired, he starred in a second television series and became a successful writer and producer. Some of these projects had connections to The Andy Griffith Show, as we will discuss next week in our detailed look at the career of this wonderful actor. So that's it for this week. As always, thanks for listening, and remember to take care of yourself, take care of others, and take Andy's advice and go out there and act like somebody.
Wow, thank you, Randy. Always comes up with some amazing things about the Andy Griffith Show. And if you want to make sure you don't miss out on any of what he's doing related to Mayberry, send him an email at turnersgrade@gmail.com, turnersgrade@gmail.com, and he'll make sure you're caught up on everything Randy Turner. He's got some great books out. Head over to Weaver's Department Store and you'll check those. You'll find them there. So definitely go and check it out. He's got a brand new book about travel in Mayberry. The Mayberry Travel Guide is his newest book, and definitely a fun one to have. If you haven't seen that yet, you can head over to Weaver's and check it out and get it there. So thank you again. I appreciate you being here with me. I hope I didn't run you off with those hard questions at the beginning, and I hope you were able to keep up there toward the end to just have a good time visiting in Mayberry. It's again, always fun to be here with you guys. I can't wait to be back. It'll be a lot of fun to be back here in Mayberry with you next week. So I would love to hear from you. You can give me a call at 888-684-8415. Let me know how you did on the trivia, or if you're enjoying the trivia questions. I would love to hear that, and I'd love to hear your voice. And if you don't want to call me, you can email me at floyd@imayberry.com. Don't have to remember those things about the phone number and stuff. Head over to twocairsnowaiting.com. The phone number's there, and the contact information is there as well. So I'd love to hear from you. Guys, go out there and have a great Mayberry week and spread some Mayberry love. Tell folks about the podcast, about the movie, about all the websites, all the stuff that's going on around Mayberry. Until next time, everybody, we'll see you here on Two Chairs.